We are
We are so much more
than an energy company.
We are connectors,
community protectors,
and clean energy leaders.
We are
Job creators.
Friends and neighbors.
Stewards of your dollars and savings.
Yes, we.
We are so much more.
We are the energy
behind your everyday.
And we are
Obsessively,
Relentlessly.
At your service.
Here in the heartland, at the heart of everything cool, Greater Des Moines is more than its features. It's a feeling. A feeling of discovery and wonder everywhere you turn. Catch what you've been missing. Des Moines, the S's are silent, our city is booming.
Sometimes people who seem to know everything
dental insurance costs a fortune and it covers nothing.
Don't. For instance, personal plans from Delta Dental cut the cost of many procedures in half. So be careful what you hear.
How important are teeth anyway?
Get the facts. Contact Delta Dental about saving with personal dental plans today.
It's Fairway Family Food.
Name one reason more people choose to shop at Fairway.
Lower prices.
Name something that Fairway is famous for.
The best meat in town.
Services!
Don't play games with your food. Shop Fairway for the best meat in town.
With lower prices and higher quality, everyone's a winner at Fairway.
Until next time, this is Fairway Family Food.
In Iowa, we all play by the same rules. Hard work pays off, practice makes perfect, success is something you earn, and teamwork helps us all be winners. The Iowa Pork Producers Association is proud to support statewide high school athletics, because on our team and on yours, what we bring to the table is what brings us all together. Learn more about our commitment to Iowa at iowapork.org.
I want a drink.
And I want this free.
And I want this awesome ATV.
I can't get enough
of winning free stuff.
Casey's just gave me these. Cause we won the Casey's sweepstakes. The summer of freedom sweepstakes.
Shop with Casey's Rewards for a chance to win free pizza, gas, and getaways all summer long.
We won the Casey's sweepstakes. The summer of freedom sweepstakes.
I hear you're looking for a great college where you can get an affordable education. SWIC is the place for you.
I appreciate the personalized attention.
And I've gotten to meet people from all.
I like SWIC's hands-on training.
And I'll start my career in 2 years.
I can schedule my classes online or face-to-face.
SWIC feels like a community,
like family, like home. SWIC is a place for you.
The Iowa Farm Bureau is proud to present the state softball tournament and celebrate the accomplishments of Iowa's student athletes. To the Iowa Farm Bureau, this is more than just a sport. It's hometown pride, it's hopes and dreams, it's our future leaders. It's a reason to do more and be more. And it's that farm strong spirit that can only be found in Iowa. Congratulations to the student athletes and coaches on an outstanding softball season. And remember, today's successes are just the beginning of those achievements.
Brent, your organization's support for our youth and education goes well beyond the IGHSAU. So what other support does Farm Bureau provide for Iowa's youth?
Yeah, well, like I said, youth is extremely important. So, we support our youth year-round in so many different things. And, every year, the Iowa Farm Bureau gives over $250,000 in scholarships. and over the last 4 years, partnered with the girls programs in offering concussion insurance at no cost to our athletes or families to make sure that these students can continue to compete at a high level. And there's only 7 states that even offer that. So we're extremely proud to be able to do that for our students. The teachers in the classrooms, we've given over $453,000 in programs for those teachers so that they can continue to provide education for the students. And then you have programs like 4-H and FFA that we back completely so that we can continue to get agriculture's voices out to the public and the students.
Welcome in, everyone, to the Iowa Girls State Softball Tournament. It is the 4-seeded Remsen's taking on the 5th-seeded Southeast Warren Warhawks, 23-4 Warhawks, 27-2 Remsen St. Mary's Hawks. We're going to go straight to the PA announcer for our starting lineups and umpire introductions.
Quarterfinal game between the Southeast Warren Warhawks and the Remsen St. Mary's Hawks. The winner of this game will play Wednesday at 7 p.m. on Kruger Field. The loser of this game will play Wednesday at 1:30 on Veterans Diamond. Now let's examine our starters and assistant coaches for the visitors from Southeast Warren. Now let's meet the starters for Southeast Warren. Leading out, shortstop number 1, Josie Hartman. First baseman number 5, Kaylee. Third, the catcher number 4, Brianna Nolte. Second baseman number 28, JC Tanner. Fifth, center fielder number 2, Kaylee Bauer. Sixth, the pitcher number 10, Olivia Rudel. Seventh, first baseman number 9, Natalie Geisler. Batting 8th, right fielder number 6, Emma King. Batting 9th, the DP number 12, Lexi Finn. And the fresh player playing left field, number 13, Kaylin Holmes. Head coach for Southeast Warren is Cody Reynolds. For Remsen St. Mary's. Number 6, Callie Aaron. Number 15, Lana Junkers. Number 25, Josie Schwickerath. Number 26, Grace Gallus. Number 27, Anna Line. Your assistant coaches are Jared Schott and Cole Nelson and Jackie Tindiger. Now let's meet the starters for the Hawks. Leading off, playing center field, number 16, Claire Schrader. Batting second, and catcher, number 24, Allie Gallus. Batting third, number 3, Maya Bunker. Batting fourth, third baseman, number 11, Arnady Ricky. Batting fifth, left fielder, number 30, JC Holman. Batting sixth, first baseman, number 21, Arcadia Gallus. Batting seventh, right fielder, number 10, Grayson Schrader. Batting eighth, the pitcher, number 7, Marina Roden. Batting ninth, the DP, number 12, Maddie Kelly. Number flex player at second base, number 8, Tessa Kidder. Your head coach for Remsen St. Mary's, Monty Arpinall. Ladies and gentlemen, please direct your attention to the area in front of home plate for the the introduction of our umpires for this afternoon's game as assigned by the Iowa Girls High School Athletic Union. At first base, Jody Warlinga. At third base, Steve Ebert. And calling the ball to strikes, Randy Morris. It's time to play a tournament softball.
Walker, Eric Zamora with you here at the Girls State Softball Tournament, presented by the Iowa Farm Bureau. The Iowa Farm Bureau is the sole title sponsor of the Iowa Girls High School Athletic Union and the presenting sponsor of this state softball tournament. Take a look at your local Farm Bureau stations of these two schools. Remsen St. Mary's and Southeast Warren going at it. It's the Hawks and the Warhawks in the circle today for Remsen St. Mary's, or this evening I should say. Marina Cronin, the sophomore, making her 22-2 record, 149 innings pitched, 88 hits, 150 strikeouts, a 1.22 ERA. Two teams pretty even in the statistical category, expected in a 4-5 matchup. Southeast Warren averaging about 9 runs per contest. Remsen St. Mary's about 8, and they're only giving up 2 per contest. So we'd expect somewhere around a 5-0 run type game between these two teams. And it's a little late here. This game was supposed to start at 5:30, running just a little behind here. But we are happy to get going here in Class 1A.
And if there's an area that these two teams contrast the most, it might simply be that Southeast Warren is coming in with a lot more experience. Southeast Warren making its second straight trip, and they have 3 seniors and 3 juniors. Meanwhile, Remsen St. Mary's doesn't have anyone in the starting lineup that's older than a sophomore. So this is going to be a team to be reckoned with for years to come.
Remsen excited to be here. It's their 5th state tournament appearance. 27-2 on the season are the Remsen St. Mary's Hawks. This is Josie Hartman, the shortstop for Southeast Warren. She will take a ball on the outside corner, and we are off and running. Southeast Warren making their 2nd straight trip to the state tournament. They made the 1A semifinals ago. They also brought back 8 starters. Lost to New Alfonda in the state semifinals last season.
And be careful of Hartman if she gets on. She leads the team with stolen bases and at 15.
Southeast Warren, a team that is familiar with winning state championships, and by familiar I mean you got to go back to the 1960s. They won 4 state championships, as that one's knocked right back toward the pitcher Cronin. She'll throw on to first in time for out number 1. 4 state championships in the 1960s. Last time being a state champion, you'd have to go back to 1968 for Southeast Warren.
Great job by Cronin. Sometimes when you don't field the ball cleanly, you panic. She didn't do that at all. She just calmly located it, found it, threw it over to Gallus at first.
Third baseman Kaylee Tigner in the box now for Southeast Warren. Tigner this season a .492 hitter, 32 hits, 25 RBIs, 1 home run. Southeast Warren 31 home runs this season. Remsen St. Mary's just 5 home runs this season. Big difference between these two schools in that category. Both teams, like I said, averaging almost 9 to 8 runs per contest. Cronin's pitch is upstairs for ball 1, and Tigner will work back into the box with the count at 1-1 apiece. 1 out and nobody on here for the Warhawks. Warhawks led by head coach Cody Reynolds, making his 4th year as a head coach. Pops that one to right field line and up against the fence line for a foul. Reynolds is 75-40 record, making just his 2nd state tournament appearance. And overall, 15 state tournament appearances for Southeast Warren as a school. One ball, 2 strikes, and 1 out, and nobody on. Tigner watches that one go right past her. Cronin with her first strikeout of the evening. 2 quick outs down already for the Warhawks. This will bring up Brianna, the catcher. Nolte, a 41 RBI hitter this season, leads the team. 208 RBIs total by Southeast Warren. 438 hitter. 35 hits total on the season. She's played and started in all 27 games. Cronin hits the strike zone again. She's off to a hot start.
Yeah, and she's mixing things up, which is what you want to do. You want to make sure that the other batters are guessing more than anticipating.
No balls, 1 strike and 2 outs. Nobody on here for Southeast Warren here in the first. 0-1. Outside, Cronin. 1 ball, 1 strike, 2 outs. Class 1A quarterfinal coming at you here. Winner of this game gets the winner of North Lynn and Mason City Newman Catholic, which is currently going on the Kruger Seeds field. And I believe last time I checked, North Lynn was up 3-0 in that contest. North Lynn very familiar at the state tournament. They're going to be tough to beat, along with New Old Fonda. 2 balls and 1 strike here for Southeast Warren. Nolte. Low for ball 2, or ball 3, excuse me. Weather pretty straightforward here at the ballpark. Quite overcast this afternoon. Cleared out around 4 o'clock. Clear skies. The rest of the evening should be a good night to finish us off here at softball. 3-1 to Nolte. Nolte swings and foul, tips it back, and the count will run full for Cronin in the circle.
This would be a big accomplishment to get them to go out 1, 2, 3. All 3 of the batters bat 440 or better on the year.
Almost all the batters hit very well, above 300. Only 2 batters in their main varsity lineup hit under 200. That one fouled down the left field line to the dugout. Count is full. 3 balls and 2 strikes with 2 outs and nobody on for Brianna Nolte. Wearing number 4, Southeast Warren with the names on the back of the jerseys. You don't see that a lot. Full count. Pitch by Cronin. That one grounded down the left field line and foul once again. Nice catch by the third base umpire off the fence line.
A good at-bat by Nolte here. A couple of times she's had some swings just to keep herself alive.
Long at-bats keeping Southeast Warren in it here in the top of the first inning. As the one of the 5 seed. Cronin 3-2 pitch. Swing back and foul. They're going to say she got contact on it. It must have been at the barrel. Nolte hangs on in this long at-bat here. Not going to go down without a fight against Cronin. Full count, 3 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs, nobody on. Nolte pops it up to right shallow field, and the right fielder is underneath of it and can't make it. No, she dropped the ball. It got behind her, and that is going to be a reach on an error for Brianna Nolte. That seemed about as routine can be, and Nolte reaches on an error.
And I'm wondering if she didn't lose it in the sun, but then credit Nolte. Runs the whole way through and gets to second on it.
Not a good replay on that one. Can't quite see it, but nonetheless, Southeast Warren stays alive on an error by the right fielder of Remsen St. Mary's. That was Artavia Gales. And now this one gets away from the catcher, and Southeast Warren will advance to third. So thanks to a couple errors, Brianna Nolte has gotten all the way around the base pass to third. And now J.C. Neer already ahead, 1-0 in the count. Errors so crucial here at the state tournament. Granted, I say that, and we just saw a victory for Regina over Van Meter, where Regina committed 4 errors and still won the ball game. But most of the time, kind of costs you. Neer. One ball and 1 strike, 2 outs, and a runner all the way on third for Southeast Warren. It looked like this was going to be done with half an inning. But the Warhawks, thanks to an error, hanging in tight here. 1-1, up and away, 2-1.
And a very powerful hitter in Kaylee Bauer due up next. So for Remsen St. Mary's, they are desperately trying to end this inning with this at-bat.
Absolutely. 2 balls and 1 strike for J.C. Neer. Trying to bring that runner home. 2-1 by Cronin. Neer gives it a ride to deep left field and fouled. 31 home runs this season for the Warhawks. It's up there in Class 1A. They know how to hit the ball, that's for sure. A couple big power hitters, and like you said, Kaylee Bauer, a big power hitter right here on deck. Big at-bat here for Cronin, trying to sit down the side and keep Southeast Warren off the board. 2 balls and 2 strikes. Cronin upstairs, 3 balls and 2 strikes. You got to appreciate the patience here by the Warhawks, simply because based on that at-bat of the error, I mean, that was a long at-bat. Don't really want to rush things along, really no reason to. JC's going to do everything she can here in the box. Cronin trying to get that punch out. 3 balls and 2 strikes on the way. This one's going to be popped up, shallow center, and the catch is made. A little bit of a scare, but Remsen hangs on. We are headed to the bottom of the first, knotted up 0-all. You're watching the Iowa Girls State Softball Tournament, presented by the Iowa Farm Bureau.
We are so
Than an energy company.
We are connectors.
Community protectors.
And clean energy leaders.
We are
Job creators.
Friends and neighbors.
stewards of your dollars and savings.
Yes, we.
We are so much more.
We are the energy
Behind your everyday.
And are.
Obsessively.
relentlessly.
At your service.
Welcome back to the Iowa Girls State Softball Tournament. Hey fans, Central College has you covered with career building programs and with tuition less than $20,000 a year and tons of scholarships. It's the best decision ever. Apply today at central.edu. Shout out to the Central College sign out there in right field. Remsen St. Mary's will come up to bat. A little bit of a scare there on the defensive side. Southeast Warren can't bring home a run despite a double on an error. Olivia Rubel, the junior, she has been really solid the last couple seasons. One of the better pitchers coming up through the ranks. 18-2 record, making her 20th start of the season. 59 hits, 119 strikeouts, and a 1.28 ERA. Even as a sophomore last year, very solid. Should be fun to watch her this afternoon as that one's foul, tipped back for strike one. This is number 16, Claire Schroeder, the center fielder. Schroeder this season, a .573 batter, 63 hits, and get this, they're all singles. 63 singles on the season, 9 RBIs. That is one of the weirder stats you will hear all state tournament long. No doubles, no triples, all singles. 1 ball and 1 strike. As that one's chopped back, foul down the left toward the net.
It's such an odd stat. You almost want her to keep it going, but obviously it tells you what type of a hitter she is.
Yeah.
She's a slap hitter.
I was going to
she
say,
uses her speed.
just about to say. Definitely wanted to keep it in. And look at Southeast Warren. They're all in the infield right here. They've done their scouting. 1-2. She tries to reach out and misses. 1 ball and 2 strikes remains the count. Everybody is in. Even the outfield. The outfield is all the way almost up to the grass and where the dirt meet. So they are not expecting Schroeder to hit this thing long, and she doesn't show any signs of doing so. 1-2 on the way by Rubel, and there's a swing and a miss for strike 3. Just a little bit underneath of it. Good pitch by Rubel. Her first strikeout of the afternoon.
I don't know if I'm the only one who thinks this, but wouldn't it be great if it turned out she had power nobody knew about?
Yeah, I was going to say,
she
it just hit
away.
an absolute bomb.
Hits one to the fence and walks
That would be
into
something you
third.
pull out of your pocket at the state tournament. Gallus. Haley Gallus. Gallus this season having a pretty good year as a sophomore. 37 hits, 18 RBIs, 2 home runs. Just 3 home runs this season for Remsen St. Mary's. They are not going to get a ton when it comes to knocking them out of the ballpark. But they sure love to just chip away inside the park. 2-0. Rubel got her. Strike 1. Hallie Gallus, a .370 hitter this season. Only struck out 14 times. 2-1. Ground baseman got there in time. Down for out number 2.
And a great job by Rubel there to let that go. She thought about picking up and then realized, wait, if I pick this up, I'm going to have to turn against my back. Whereas if I let that go to the second baseman, she can throw straight over.
Maya Bunkers, the shortstop, comes up to bat. Trying not to go 3 up, 3 down. That one behind us. Bunkers just a sophomore, 47 hits, .435 batting average, 40 RBIs on 47 hits. She'll give you a lot here in this number 3 spot for the Hawks. No balls and 1 strike. Swing and a miss. Foul tip back. Strike 2.
That hit to RBI ratio also tells you how good the batters in the order before her are.
1-2 hitters, always solid. 0-2. Swing and a miss. Strike 3. Olivia Rubel shining early here at the state tournament. Southeast Warren and Remsen knotted at 0. We're headed top 2. You're watching the Iowa Girls State Softball Tournament presented by the Iowa Farm Bureau.
Here in the heartland, at the heart of everything cool, Greater Des Moines is more than its features. It's a feeling and wonder everywhere you turn. Catch what you've been missing. Des Moines, the S's are silent, our city is booming.
Sometimes people who seem to know everything.
Dental insurance costs a fortune and it covers nothing.
Don't. For instance, personal plans from Delta Dental cut the cost of many procedures in half. So be careful what you hear.
How important are teeth anyway?
Get the facts. Contact Delta Dental about saving with personal dental plans today.
Welcome back to the Iowa Girls State Softball Tournament, presented by the Iowa Farm Bureau. Should be a good one up here today based off what we've seen in the first inning, I should say. Kaylee Bauer, the center fielder, up to bat here. Southeast Warren had a runner up on third last time out, but could not do anything with it thanks to an error and a wild pitch. Already 1 error so far by Remsen St. Mary's. 1 ball, no strikes, nobody out, and nobody on here for Bauer. Bauer lays the bunt. It's a good bunt. Can she get there to first in time? Yes, she can. It was a race to the bag, and all 3 of them missed it, and there was no communication. They didn't know who to hand it to, and they were just awkwardly running to try to chase it to first base.
Bauer bunts that into no man's land, perfectly placed.
I mean, they almost raced with her to the bag, almost ran into each other, and Kaylee just shows all of her speed to get to the bag and get to first. The pitcher, Olivia Rubel, now up to bat for Southeast Warren. She already has 2 strikeouts on the pitching side. She goes bunt, and it's down for a foul. Rubel on the hitting side, 17 hits, 30 RBIs though, 9 home runs. That leads the team. Always nice. We talked about it last night in our game that we had Mount Vernon and Wahlert Catholic, but it's great when the pitcher can hit home runs and get you scores. Makes her job easier. 0-1 to Rubel by Cronin. Upstairs, runner goes, play at second. Is in time, no, safe. The runner was down. They're going to say the play was not in time. The umpire made a weird motion. And now Coach Harpnow is going to go out and have a chat with the umpire. Eric, you got an explanation for that?
I don't. I'm curious to look at this replay.
Runner goes. Was she not on the bag? Was Bunkers not? I wonder if Bunkers wasn't.
Yeah. I'm lost.
Coach Harpenow to the dugout.
The only thing I can think is if they were saying she was somehow blocking the bag, but I don't know.
I don't know what that means. I don't know. I don't know if she was on the bag. Very confusing. Rubble is still in the box. 1 ball and 1 strike. Remsen will try to regroup from that. 1-1. Rubel lays the bunt. Cronin picks it up. On to first in time for out number 1, but it does advance Kaylee Bauer to third.
Well, don't go anywhere. We've had some weirdness already. We're just an inning and a half in.
Natalie Geisler, the first baseman, will step up to bat. Geisler, a sophomore for Southeast Warren. 12 RBIs, 25 hits, 321 batting average for her this season. She'll foul that toward the dugout. Yeah, weird start to this one, all across the board. A weird error, weird stolen base. I'd be interested to hear an explanation on that one at the end of this one. No balls and 1 strike. Cronin on the way to that pitch, just misses inside. 1 ball and 1 strike. Again, looks like our outfield camera not quite working. It got hit in the last game and ever since then has not worked. So I have to work with our infield camera here along with our camera up on the third base side dugout. Cronin, 1 ball, 1 strike, 1 out. That one floats in there but cannot catch the zone. 2-1 is the count.
And I didn't realize that was the issue. Over on the Kruger Seeds field, we were having issues because the wind was so strong that it was a moving, almost sickening type of shot that we weren't using too much.
I'd believe it. Bouncing like crazy. Wind has pretty much shifted to the east. Nice catch by the catcher upstairs. 3-1 is the count. Heads up play by Hallie Galis.
Gallus looked like a hockey goalie there, just snagging that from a sniper.
Cronin not trying to get far too behind. 3 balls and 1 strike. That one grounded short, caught by the third baseman. Throw on to first in time for out number 1. Good job. I mean, she waited, kind of checked behind her, threw on to first to make the play.
And you have to be careful there. You don't want to let that runner get to third. You also can't take too much time and then let the runner get to first safely.
Emma King, the right fielder, now steps into the batter's box. 19 RBIs on 37 hits, a .468 hitter. She's got a runner on third with a chance to bring it home. Second straight inning, they've put a runner on third. Didn't bring him home last time, trying to do it here. King swings and misses for strike 1. Here in the top of the second inning, still tied 0 apiece. Southeast Warren and Remsen St. Mary's, the 4-5 matchup. 0-1, that one foul tip back into the net. Now quickly behind, 0-2 in the count. Warhawks, couple opportunities here, just trying to bring them home. Those are the ones that always hurt you if you end up losing the ball game, the ones you think on. Emma King. No balls and 2 strikes. Pitch by Cronin's outside. Good catch by the catcher, Gallus.
And keep that one in your memory. If they get out of this jam, that could have ended up saving a run.
2. 2 of her catches possibly could save runs. 1 ball and 2 strikes. Cronin trying to get the punch out. On the way. Swing and a miss for strike 3. Cronin's second strikeout of the evening. And once again, Southeast Warren strands a runner on third. Can't do anything with it. We're headed bottom 2. You're watching the Iowa Girls State Softball Tournament presented by the Iowa Farm Bureau.
We are
We are so much more
than an energy company.
We are connectors.
Community protectors.
And clean energy leaders.
We are
Job creators.
Friends and neighbors.
Stewards of your dollars and savings.
Yes, we.
We are so much more.
We are the energy
Behind your everyday.
And we are.
It's Fairway Family Food.
Name one reason more people choose to shop at Fairway.
Lower prices.
Name something that Fairway is famous for.
The best meat in town.
Services!
Don't play games with your food. Shop Fairway for the best meat in town.
With lower prices and higher quality, everyone's a winner at Fairway.
Until next time, this is Fairway Family Food.
Welcome back to the Iowa Girls State Softball Tournament, presented by the Iowa Farm Bureau here on the Girls Unit Network, digital network, powered by Mid-American Energy Company. Blake Walker, Eric Zamora with you here this evening. Southeast Warren and Remsen St. Mary's here at the bottom of the second inning, still not at 0 apiece in this 4-5 matchup. Carmody Ricky in the box. The third baseman going to take a crack here on the hitting side. She'll foul this one toward the dugout. 1-1 strike. Ricky this season comes in for the Hawks as a .333 hitter. 22 RBIs on 26 hits, 1 home run. One of just 3 home runs for Remsen St. Mary's this season as a team. 1-1. Ricky goes out. Is it a swing? No, it is not.
A little bit of a late delayed check there, but all week long, the home plate umpire has been really good about calling that.
2-1. That one is going to be a ball, make it 3-1. Geisel, the first baseman, couldn't believe the no call for the strike there. 3-1. Rubel had 2 strikeouts in that first half inning. Trying to get back on track here. 3-1. That one grounded and foul. Chops right in front of him. Carmody Ricky back into the box. It's going to be a full count with nobody out. Rubel's pitch is popped short. This could be playable, just outside of the reach of the third baseman. That would be Kaylee Tigner.
That's one of those where you're in no man's land. Do I try to catch it backhanded? Do I flip it over? And it looked like she was going to go with the former. At the last second, tried to go the latter.
3-2 into the gap in left field. That is going to be down for a single. Carmody Ricky. Remsen St. Mary's with their first hit of the afternoon. Just what the doctor ordered. And J.C. Homan now gets a chance to bat here for Remsen.
And this is a rough criticism, but remember, sometimes when you feel like, man, we almost had that out in foul territory, and come back to haunt you.
Rubel gets a swing and a miss for strike 1. Runner is safe back on first. Homan, just a sophomore this season, 35 hits, 32 RBIs, .380 hitter for Remsen. Swing and a miss for strike 2. It's funny, I look back over the top of my head and I got 3 speedometer speed guns over top of my shoulder as they're checking out the pitching speeds. College scouts out here. Rubel is a highly touted prospect here in the state of Iowa. I know a lot of coaches are going to be interested in her and what she has to offer.
Do you think all these scouts are for here and not for us?
They might be. I don't know how it depends on how fast we talk. Rubel down for another big strikeout, second or third one of the ball game. Ortavia Gallus back into the box with the runner on first. Ortavia's a .373 hitter, 17 RBIs on first on the team. Runner thought about going in there for strike 1. I tell you what, Brandon Nolte, the catcher, she's going to keep those runners on first base thinking. Has a quick step up to her throwing position. Nice high strikeout or strike at the top corner.
Nolte's going to be keeping him honest.
She's got him swinging out here wide. Rubel on a roll. 0-2. Swing and a miss. Strike 3. That is 4 Ks in just 2 innings so far for Olivia Rubel. I know a lot of people, obviously Newell Fonda, going to be one of the ones to look out for. North Lynn, obviously heavy favorites here at the state tournament. But if Olivia Rubel is on her game, Southeast Warren could be one of those teams that could be a sneaky pick. 2 outs, runner on first. Strike 1. This is Grayson Schrader in the box here for the Hawks. Sun's starting to set its way back toward the left of us here as we sit here at home plate. Could be interesting for outfielders. We already saw that earlier. Outside for ball 1. One on base and 2 outs. Rubel 1-1. Got through. Runner goes. Ball goes wide. Remsen will hold at second. Dangerous throw. Luckily doesn't cost him too heavily. And Carmody Ricky sits on second base with a successful stolen base.
Yeah, a little bit of a delayed steal there, but it ends up working out.
I don't know if she would have been safe if the ball would have been caught. She did have a pretty good speed as she was headed to second. 1-2. That gets her. Strike 3. Olivia Rubel. 5 strikeouts, 3 in a row. Southeast Warren rolling here on defense. We're headed top 3, tied 0-0. You're watching the Iowa Girls State Softball Tournament presented by the Iowa Farm Bureau.
In Iowa, we all play by the same rules. Hard work pays off, practice makes perfect, success is something you earn, and teamwork helps us all be winners. The Iowa Pork Producers Association is proud to support statewide high school athletics. Because on our team and on yours, what we bring to the table is what brings us all together. Learn more about our commitment to Iowa at iowapork.org.
I want a drink.
And I want this free.
And I want this awesome ATV. I can't get enough of winning free stuff. Casey's just gave me these. 'Cause we won the Casey's sweepstakes. The summer of freedom sweepstakes.
Shop with Casey's Rewards for a chance to win free pizza, gas, and getaways all summer long.
We won the Casey's sweepstakes. The summer of freedom sweepstakes.
We're back on the Iowa Girls State Softball Tournament here with the Iowa Girls High School Athletic Union Digital Network powered by Mid-American Energy Company. Blake Walker closing in on the 6:30 time here locally here in Fort Dodge, Iowa, here at Harlan Rogers Sports Complex. Cronin back in the circle once again here. This is Lexi up to bat here for Southeast Warren. Lexi wearing number 12 this season. And Clendenin's just a 8th grader, 348 hitter. Couple 8th graders here on this Southeast Warren squad. 1-0. Clendenin takes that one low for ball 2. Now Eric, 2 innings in a row. Southeast Warren has put a runner on third and cannot do anything with it. The way their defense is playing, it doesn't seem to hurt them too much, but the more we go, do you think that could be more of an issue? That one lined down the right field line. That is fair. Got past the first baseman's glove. Right fielder can't hang on to it. Long throw to second, not in time. It's a stand-up double for Lexi Clendenin.
And Clendenin hesitated a little bit just past first, but was able to make up that ground, get in, and as you said, still able to walk in. And to answer your question, yes, you can only play with fire so many times before it's eventually going to burn you. What they'd love to do is say, hey, we did that a couple of times where we were stranding runners at third. Let's stop doing that. Let's turn over that ratio into runs.
So Clendenin gets on a stand-up double, and now up to bat to the top of the batting order, Josie Hartman. She popped out her last time out. She will get a chance here in the top of the third with her teammate up on second. Can Southeast Warren finally break through with a hit and a score? 2 hits already. Crow can't get the zone. 2 balls and no strikes. Wild one so far in just 3 innings. Both these teams just going back and forth. No one can really break through yet. Great pitching by Southeast Warren. That one lined right to the second baseman. That is in time for out number 1. And a nice grab at the knees by the second baseman. And that was Tessa Tenninger at second base.
And Clendenin did a good job making sure that she wasn't going to be the first out instead, but she's able to advance to third.
Kaylee Tigner, she struck out her last time out for the Warhawks. And guess what? A runner on third base for the 3rd straight inning. Can Southeast Warren bring them home this time? Tigner wanted to go bunt up high, didn't take it. Third baseman Ricky is coming in just in case. Tigner this season, 25 RBIs, looking for a crucial one here. She's just a .492 hitter, which is best on the team. 32 hits, 1-0. That one grounded short, gets past the shortstop. That is going to score 1. Just out of the reach of the shortstop. Maya Bunkers kind of snuck underneath her glove. Clendenin leads off of third and scores 1-0 Southeast Warren.
And if Bunkers had been able to make the play, the only shot she had was maybe at first, but with the jump that Clendenin got, she was scoring no matter what.
Great job by Southeast Warren. They get home that first big run. And Brianna Nolte, who reached on an error last time out. Thanks to that error, she got a double. Runner on first. Cronin's pitch is low for ball 1. Feels like it could be a 3-0 ball game, but the way Remsen has played, only just 1. Kind of saw that in our game last night, Mount Vernon and Waller. Only a 3-1 victory for the Mustangs. 1-0, upstairs and away, ball 2.
As someone who admittedly watches more baseball than softball, every year I get to this tournament and I forget how much of the high school softball game is speed. You see balls hit and you're thinking, well, that's not going to advance. Oh, nope, there they go.
She's so fast.
From first to second, from second to third.
Base paths are shorter. A lot of these girls do have a lot of speed on them. 3-0, that one drops out of the glove. And that's where you see the bunters. Most of the girls that just bunt all the time, they're usually running 10-2s in the 100-meter dash or something like that at the state tournament.
That's where you get those slap hitters who are batting, 570 and don't have anything but singles.
3 balls and no strikes, runner on first. Cronin's pitch right down the middle for strike 1.
Yeah, at that point, Nolte was just letting the bat rest on her shoulders. She was taking the whole way.
Nolte, a .438 hitter. She's only struck out 4 times this season and walked 5 times. Trying to make it 6 here. 3-1 on the way, up and away outside. That is ball 4. Cronin walks her. First walk of the day for Cronin. And runners will be on first and second with just 1 out for J.C. Neer, the second baseman. Eyes got to be wide here. Now Southeast Warren starting to string together a couple. Can they keep this going? That's the question. Near a fresh, trying to bring in a couple more here to extend this lead. She's thinking bunt, pulls back. 1 ball and no strikes. Good crowd for both teams today. Remsen out in their all blue. Looks like everybody's pretty much got the same shirt on. Southeast Warren traveled pretty well. A lot of Remsen fans out in the outfield. 1 ball and no strikes. That one set on a line, deep left field. It is gone. Or is it down? It was down. Did it go up? I thought it went up against the fence line. And
just hit underneath where that DMAC sign, right at the bottom. Like, we're going to see here in the replay. I think that basically gets stuck in the channel almost from the ground and the fence.
Yeah, it got stuck. It
did.
literally got stuck and dropped right into the transition between the fence and the grass. So it looked like it was gone. It does score a run, and it is a double for J.C. Neer. It's an illusion back here, I tell you what. 1 out, runners on second and third. That one is low and away. Cronin trying to get back in rhythm here with Kaylee Bauer, who knocked a single last time out. That one hits Kaylee Bauer in the helmet, and the bases will go loaded. So a walk, and then a double, and then a hit by pitch, and now Coach Harpenau is going to have a chat. And it might be a pitching change. He's bringing out his lineup card. And Southeast Warren still with a 2-0 lead. Again, feels like it could be more, but with 1 out, the bases will be loaded. And Coach Harpenau is going to have a chat here. I don't think he's going to change pitchers. Doesn't look like it.
This is one of those critical junctures where if you're Southeast Warren, you could break this game open with a strikeout, maybe an infield fly out, or a double play for Remsen St. Mary's. You can get out of this no further unscathed and keep it as a 2-run game.
Catcher Hallie Galis hyping up her pitcher Cronin, trying to keep her spirits up. Marina was smiling as she went back, trying to get back in rhythm here. 1 out, bases loaded for Southeast Warren. That one can't catch the zone. That's a ball. This is Olivia Rubel. Eric, don't look now, but this is the #1 home run leader for Southeast Warren. 9 home runs this season for Olivia. Trying to blow this thing open here in the third. Cronin's pitch, 1-0. On the way. Rubel, hard swing and a miss for strike 1.
And one of the reasons she's going to have so many good opportunities to hit, because she gets put in situations like this. You can't put her anywhere. You got her, throw her something she can hit.
She was swinging hard there. She knows the situation at hand. Settles back into the box. 1 ball, 1 strike, 1 out. Bases loaded here in the top of the third. That one's outside. Nice catch by Gallus. Man, she's had a couple of great catches today in that position, at least stopping the ball from getting away.
And most of them on her backhand.
Yeah. Difficult catches. Huge opportunity here for Southeast Warren. Cronin, 2-1. Rubel, just behind it, fouls it back.
I don't know, but I almost feel like Rubel has to shake off the thought of, that might have been it. That might have been my pitch.
She's got to be thinking home run. I mean, I don't know if she's thinking anything but home run with the success she's had. Looking for her 31st RBI of the season, looking for her 10th home run. Count is even at 2-2. This is a big, big at-bat for Cronin. Rubel, foul, tips it back again.
And I wanted to go back to that. That is insane. She came in with 17 hits for 30 runs batted in. That's almost impossible.
With your home runs, you got to think almost all those have been with the bases pretty much loaded at all times.
It helps when you're knocking yourself in, huh?
Rubel trying to do work here on the offensive side. She's killing it in the circle. 2-2, Cronin, no. Could not do it. 3-2.
Great patience there by Rubel. You take a look at that and you might say, yeah, that's a ball. But from her vantage point, it was closer than it felt closer than it was.
Count is full. Bases loaded. 1 out. Cronin. Rubel pops it short. Catch is made by the shortstop. Ooh, that could have been ugly, but a good correction there, and good job calling it out, Maya Bunkers.
And this changes the dynamic so much. Bases loaded 1 out versus bases loaded 2 out. Now you don't need to worry about any of the runners. You just say, where can we get the closest out? Or anything in the air, hey, let's just hold on to it. Let's get back in the dugout. Let's refocus.
Natalie Geisler with 2 outs and bases loaded. Man, if Remsen can get out of here with just giving up 2, that is a win.
They are wiping their brows, and they're getting excited about getting into the hitting half for them of the 3rd inning.
This game feels like it could be 7, 8, nothing based off the opportunity Southeast Warren has had. Are leading 2-0, leading in the hit category 4-1. Geisler with the bases loaded, no balls and 1 strike. Geisler chops it short, shortstop grabs it. That is a win for Remsen St. Mary's. Bases go loaded, but only 2 runs come across the board. Southeast Warren leads over Remsen St. Mary's 2-0. You're watching the Iowa Girls State Softball Tournament powered by the Iowa Farm Bureau.
We are so much more
than an energy company.
We are connectors.
Community protectors.
And clean energy leaders.
We are
Job creators.
Friends and neighbors.
stewards of your dollars and savings.
Yes,
We
are so much more.
We are the energy
behind your everyday.
And we are
obsessively,
relentlessly
at your service.
I hear you're looking for a great college where you can get an affordable education. SWIC is the place for you.
I appreciate the personalized attention.
And I've gotten to meet people from all around the world.
The SWIC student housing is incredible.
I like SWIC's hands-on training.
And I'll start my career in 2 years.
I can schedule my classes online or face-to-face. SWIC feels like a community, like family, like home.
SWIC is a place for you.
Welcome back to the Iowa Girls State Softball Tournament. Blake Walker, Eric Zamora with you here this evening. Southeast Warren leads 2-0 over Remsen St. Mary's. 4 hits already for Southeast Warren have given them the lead that they have. Up first, batting for Remsen St. Mary's is the pitcher, Marina Cronin, making her first appearance of the evening. Cronin going to try to do work here in the box. Remsen has 1 hit. And that's it. Olivia Rubel has 5 strikeouts so far for Southeast Warren. That one lined right to the first baseman. Cronin got great wood on it, but a heck of a grab by Natalie Geisler. Take a look on the replay.
And it's one of those where you can get good contact, but so much of this game is location. And that was one where, credit Geisler, though, she did have to move, but not much.
Tessa Tenninger batting here. Originally it was Maddie Kelly in the 9 spot, but they're going to go to Tessa Tenninger. Tessa this season hasn't seen a ton of action. 2 hits on the season for her as a freshman, 1 RBI, 2 strikeouts, and a .222 average in 9 appearances. Quickly behind 0-2 outside for ball 1. Infield is playing in once again. I've never seen such aggressive shifts. Southeast Warren has these girls scouted to a T, it feels like. 1-2. That one foul tip back into the net. Yeah, Carmody Ricky, the only one with a hit for Remsen, and it was a double down the left field line. Was it a double or was it a single? I think it was a single. Yep, single. Rubel drops it in there. Strike 3. That was a great pitch by Olivia Rubel. That is 6 strikeouts for her today. Back to the top of the batting order, Claire Schroeder, the center fielder, struck out in her first at-bat.
And it's interesting that the defensive formation for that last batter, Tessa Tenninger, almost the exact same for Schrader.
Schrader watches it go by for strike 1. Boy, we've seen a couple good pitching appearances at this state tournament. We've already seen 2 perfect games, or a perfect game and a no-hitter, I should say. But it's always fun to see these pitchers come to the state tournament and shine like they do. No balls and 2 strikes, 2 outs here in the bottom of the 3rd inning. It is Southeast Warren on top of Remsen St. Mary's 2-0. Rubel will check her wrist. 0-2 on the way by Olivia Rubel. That's really going to start to become a problem for players, especially on first base. Not as much on the outfield side, but definitely the infield. Shortstop or the second baseman, first baseman. Going to be tough over there. Here comes the 0-2. Rubel. Swing and a miss. Strike 3. She has sat down yet another. That is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 strikeouts for Olivia Rubel. That will do it for the end of the third. We're headed to the fourth. Southeast Warren on top 2-0. You're watching the Iowa Girls State Softball Tournament presented by the Iowa Farm Bureau.
Hello, I'm Brent Johnson, an Iowa farmer from Calhoun County and president of the Iowa Farm Bureau. As proud title sponsor of the state softball tournament, the Iowa Farm Bureau is dedicated to creating a vibrant future for Iowa through partnerships and programs that help cultivate individuals with great character. Taking it to the state tournament is a great accomplishment that takes a lot of support. That's why we provide millions of dollars in awards, grants, and scholarships that recognize athletic and academic excellence. The well-being of Iowa students is also very important to Farm Bureau. That's why we provide concussion insurance coverage at no cost for all students in grades 9 through 12 who participate in a sanctioned sport. As just one of only 7 states to provide this coverage, it's just another way we're striving to support Iowa's outstanding young leaders. So, from the Iowa Farm Bureau, congratulations to all the players and coaches on an outstanding season, and good luck in the tournament.
Welcome back to the Iowa Girls State Softball Tournament presented by the Iowa Farm Bureau here on the Girls Union Network, powered by Mid-American Energy Company. Southeast Warren leads Remsen St. Mary's here at the top of the fourth, 2-0. Up to bat here first is Natalie Geisler, or is this Emma King? This is Emma King. That one knocked out foul down the right field line. Geisler struck out in the second inning. Look to do work here in the fourth. Southeast Warren has put a runner on third in the first 3 innings. Loaded the bases last time up. Just struggling to get a couple across. Granted, they are thankful for their 2-0 lead as that one hits right back into the catcher's mask. Gallus checking in on the umpire, making sure he's okay. These players like the umpires. They appreciate them. Sometimes they'll disagree with their calls, but they appreciate these men and women coming out here and calling these games. 0-2, King, foul, tips it back.
Usually the home plate umpire gets one of the biggest ones, although I'm wondering how much of that is the fans trying to grease the wheels a little bit.
These umpires are judged all season long. That's how they decide who gets to come here to the state tournament, and then they judge or get judged here at the state tournament as well to decide who umps the next couple games down the line. And the hope is that at the state championship games, you are seeing the best umpires that the state has to offer. No balls and 2 strikes upcoming for Emma King. Right fielder trying to get something going here on offense. Cronin, pitch outside for ball 1. There was a possible bullpen update. Josie Schwickeroth, the 8th grader, was warming up for Remsen St. Mary's. That's something to keep an eye on as we go throughout the ball game. 1 ball and 2 strikes for Cronin. Outside, ball 2.
The winner of this game will move on tomorrow to play 7 o'clock, and that'll be either North Lynn or Mason City Newman.
Last time I checked, North Lynn was up 4-0 over Newman Catholic. 2 balls and 2 strikes to Emma King. King, swing and a miss for strike 3. Cronin's 3rd strikeout of the evening.
And that's a pitch that's really difficult to hit, but harder to lay off of.
Lexi Clendenin knocked a double down the right field line last time up. She'll try to get something going here in the 4th. If you're Remsen, you're just looking for maybe a quick 3 up, 3 down if you can get it. Try not to extend it as much as it's been going. Cronin catches the top corner for strike 1. Clendenin sits back in the box. No balls, 1 strike, 1 out, nobody on here. Cronin. 0-1. Low, good stop by Gallus. In the dirt, 1 ball and 1 strike. Clendenin on the season, 8th grader, 66 at-bats coming into tonight, 23 hits, 348 hitter, 13 RBIs, and a 1 home run for the Warhawks this season. She gets a 1-1 pitch by Cronin, and that just misses inside. Couple close pitches inside and outside. Start to figure out the strike zone just a little bit more, or we just assume these girls will start to figure it out a little bit when it comes to framing and hitting. Cronin trying to set back in. 2 balls and 1 strike. Out and away, 3-1. Clendenin staying patient here at the plate. Southeast Warren with 4 hits so far. Remsen St. Mary's with just 1 and 1 error. 3-1 Cronin. And Clendenin walk it. 3-1, she gives it a ride to deep right field, just over top of the cameraman's head on the right field line. Someone from the crowd yells 2 hands to the cameraman down there.
I don't know that I agree with that. In football, yeah, you got to come down with it, but I think he had a better chance doing exactly what he did, elevating and giving him that opportunity to pull it down.
It's a dangerous spot for these cameramen and camerawomen here on these right and left sides, as if you can't get a spot on the scaffolding, you got to sit right inside the fence line. Watch out for line drives. Another long hit. Hey, he redeemed himself. The cameraman in right field gets a second chance and makes the grab with 2 hands.
That was a nice over-the-shoulder catch, and then immediately brought it into his body.
Can we get a replay on that? Hey, let's get the replay. Check out that grab.
The last thing you want to do there is just leave that up, maybe let a defensive back knock it away, pull it right into his body.
Oh, my goodness. Play of the day. That one grounded short and foul right in front of the plate. That cameraman will not be our Casey's player of the game, but he will be remembered for his efforts this afternoon. How about this long at-bat by Clendenin? Lexi not going down without a fight. 3 balls and 2 strikes. Foul back. Long at-bat here. Got to be frustrating here for Marina Cronin.
Yeah, the other thing, though, is she realizes that Clendenin can do some damage. So I think she still feels like, hey, I know that I can punch her out here. It's taking longer than I want to, but I think she's still got faith. She's betting on herself here.
3-2. Strike 3. Cronin fights back. Second straight strikeout for Marina Cronin. Back to the top of the batting order, Josie Hartman. She's popped out both times this afternoon. That's a huge win for Cronin in the circle.
Absolutely. The last thing you want to do is give the top of the order some ducks on the pond. And if you can punch out Hartman or just get her out in any way, then it breaks up that top of the order.
Cronin's rolling, strike at the top corner. Hartman, the shortstop for the Warhawks this season. No balls, 1 strike, 2 outs, nobody on here for Southeast Warren. Upstairs, 4-1. Hartman, a senior for Southeast Warren. One of just a couple seniors on this squad. Played in all but 2 games this season, 31 hits, 19 RBIs, 2 home runs with a .425 batting average, and just struck out 2 times this season. 1-1. Cronin can't get it outside for ball 2. Great crowd on hand for Remsen St. Mary's and Southeast Warren. Game after this one, Lisbon and Twin Cedars. 2-1 is the count for Hartman with 2 outs. Hartman gives it a ride to shallow left field, popped up. Who can get to it? It's the shortstop grabbing it and making the play. We are headed to the bottom of the fourth inning. It is Southeast Warren leading 2-0 over Remsen St. Mary's. You're watching the Iowa Girls State Softball Tournament presented by the Iowa Farm Bureau.
We are so much more
than an energy company.
We are connectors.
Community protectors.
And clean energy leaders.
We are
Job creators.
Friends and neighbors.
Stewards of your dollars and savings.
Yes, we.
We are so much more.
We are the energy
Behind your everyday.
And we are
Obsessively.
relentlessly.
At your service.
Here in the heart, Greater Des Moines is more than its features. It's a feeling. A feeling of discovery and wonder everywhere you turn. Catch what you've been missing. Des Moines, the S's are silent, our city is booming.
Welcome back to the Iowa Girls State Softball Tournament. Blake Walker, Eric Zamora with you here this afternoon. Southeast Warren on top of Remsen St. Mary's 2-0 here in the bottom of the fourth inning. This is Hallie Gallus up to bat here for the Hawks. Gallus grounded out in the first inning. Olivia Rubel having a heck of a game so far. 7 strikeouts. There's strike 2. I'd be interested to see what the most amount of strikeouts we've seen this state tournament has been, because in the games I've called, Rubel already has more than anyone I've called so far. That one launched to deep right field. Right fielder roaming back. She can't grab it. That's going to be down for a double. Could be more. Turning on it from second all the way to third. It's a triple for Hallie Gallus. That almost surprised the right fielder out there. Emma King, she just kind of kept wandering back.
The ball hung up there a little bit longer than she expected it to. It also kind of moved late. It's almost like, okay, I know where it's going, And if that ball had moved earlier and then stopped, it would have been fine. But late movement, maybe a little bit of a gust of wind, but it's enough to make it a Kruger Seeds extra base hit.
Bunkers gets it past the third baseman. That will score a run. RBI single for Maya Bunkers. Just like that, Remsen St. Mary's has come to life.
And Remsen St. Mary's wasting no time in the bottom of the fourth, and they put themselves on the board. I wanted to point this out just because in talking to the coaching staff at Remsen St. Mary's, I found this almost unbelievable. So Grace Gallus and Octavia Gallus are cousins, but Hallie Gallus and Octavia Gallus were both in the lineup. No relation.
Crazy. 2 straight hits by Remsen. They're only giving them 2 hits in general. Oh, so they gave an error on that triple. Interesting. So they'll count it as an error, reach on an error, pretty much. Triple on an error. 0-1. This one launched up to left field now. Left fielder roaming and making the grab for out number 1.
It's a big first out when you find yourself in the inning, letting the first 2 runners on, let one of them score. You can't try to do too much all at once. In other words, there's a runner at first. There's no such thing as a triple play to get out of the inning, but you can do the fundamentals, and right there, that's going to allow everybody for the Warhawks to calm down a little bit.
J.C. Holman, runner goes to second, and she is out. No, yes, I couldn't see. The call is official. It is an out. And there's an injury on the field up there. The first base, or the runner went to, she took a really awkward back fall trying to avoid the tag. That's Maya Bunkers, I believe. So she is out. So what are they calling? Are they calling her safe?
Yeah, so took a look at the replay, and there was a myriad of bodies between us and second base. But it's that same, I think what they're calling, same thing that happened the other way. I think they're calling the fielder interfering with the runner.
I mean,
what is she supposed to do there? Because if you see here,
he makes the same
he
motion.
Indicates that she's got the bag. She is safe.
All right, so they're going to call interference pretty much, and it is a successful stolen base. So a runner will sit on second. This is J.C. Holman up to bat. 1 ball and 1 strike. Boy, we've seen it all here in this first 4 innings. Holman swinging a miss for strike 2.
And I find that I tend to make a lot of calls that I think the officials are going to make, not because I saw them do it, but there I made the mistake of saying, well, he touched her, or she touched her with the ball before it got there. She's got to be out, right?
Holman grounds it to the first or second baseman, throw on to first in time for out number 2. Runner does advance to third base.
So now bunkers, and that changes the dynamic a lot. Perhaps bunkers might have been forced out there, and they would just have a runner at first had she not run and gotten that stolen base.
Ortavia Gallus struck out her first time up. Now with a runner on third, can she tie this thing up? Rubel sets up, pitch on the way. Low for ball 1. Ortavia this season, 38 hits, 17 RBIs, a .373 hitter for Remsen this season. 1 ball, no strikes, and 2 outs. Runner on third for Remsen. That one knocked back, fouled.
The week so far that I've almost regretted not wearing sunglasses and go back to where were those errors committed back in right field, the player that probably deals with it the most.
Gallus tried to get out in front of it late and missed. 1 ball and 2 strikes. Rubel trying to strike out here.
That one looked like she was afraid she was going to get hit and was just trying to protect herself.
1 ball, 2 strikes, trying to keep the damage to a minimum. That one is knocked to right field, foul.
For Remsen St. Mary's, through 3 innings, they've only stranded 1 runner on. This would double that, but in a completely different manner, almost coming that close to tying it if Southeast Warren can get out of it.
1-2, swing and a miss upstairs. Olivia Rubel with her 8th strikeout of the ball game. Damage was done, not quite enough to tie it, but it is 2-1 Southeast Warren on top of Remsen St. Mary's. We'll see you in the 5th.
We are so much more
than an energy company.
We are connectors,
community protectors,
and clean energy leaders.
We are
job creators,
friends and neighbors,
stewards of your dollars and savings.
Yes, we.
We are so much more.
We are the energy
behind your everyday.
And we are
obsessively,
relentlessly
at your service.
We're back at the Iowa Girls State Softball Tournament, Class 2A, or Class 1A, excuse me, quarterfinal here between the Southeast Warren Warhawks and the Remsen St. Mary's Hawks. Southeast Warren, the 5-seed, Remsen, the 4-seed. Southeast Warren leads 2-1. And Eric, we talked about, how many runners that Southeast Warren, has left on base. 2-1 already. It almost feels like it's biting them already.
Yeah, that last inning was the first time the Warhawks went down 1-2-3. Otherwise, they've stranded 5 through the 3 now through 4.
Kaylee Tigner lines that one to the third baseman, throw on to first. It bounced way too hard off the ground. Tigner will turn on it and be safe at second. Almost bounced off her again. And Southeast Warren will take it.
And that will be registered as an error. And at this point of the season, nobody asks how, they ask how many. And for the Warhawks, they don't care how they get there. All they care about is that their run number is greater than the other side when the game's all said and done.
So Brianna Nolte, eyes got to be wide here. She reached on an error in the first, walked in the third. She's got a runner up on second here with nobody out. Cronin's pitch is outside for ball 1.
I will say this, as broadcasters, we're not rooting for anybody, but we've seen a couple of calls that were not liked by the fans from Steve Ebert with those stolen bases. I will say this, I'm glad that both of that one ended up going against each team, and that in both cases, neither ended up resulting in a runner coming across to score.
Yes. Bound to happen, bound to have close calls at the state tournament. They obviously mean so much more here in these positions. Puts a lot of pressure on these umpires. Nolte knotted up here in the count. 1 ball and 1 strike here against Cronin. Nolte pops it up to the right side, and it is foul just behind the dugout.
Even though Nolte not able to keep that in fair territory. In fact, it went well foul. I like the swing there. I feel like if she can just get that a little bit earlier and see it a little bit squarer, that could have been a dart to right field.
4 hits so far for Southeast Warren, but 2 errors by Remsen St. Mary's. Nolte absolutely smokes it to the third base side, and the play is still made at first base.
It's because of how hard it was hit. But then give Tigner credit. She was perfectly reading that situation, looking to see, knowing, hey, even if she knocks that down, I can return back to second, and I know that there's no force play. They would need to tag me. That gave her just enough room, and then she was able to take third, so it ends up almost being like a sacrifice bunt.
Carmody Ricky is getting checked on for good reason. She's smiling about it, seems okay. I don't guess mile per hour, but that thing absolutely was smoked at her down the left field line. And to still make the play, I mean, was not phased.
Well, and Ricky showing her experience as she's one of those veteran sophomores, and I say that because they have no juniors or seniors in the starting lineup. Think about this. They have 8 sophomores starting. Think about how good they're going to be in 2 years when those girls are all seniors.
This one popped back foul behind us. This is JC Neer. JC had a double all the way up against the fence line, landed pretty much under the fence line. No balls and 1 strike, 1 out, and a runner on third. That is 5 straight innings Southeast Warren has had a runner on third base. Neer gives it a ride, deep left field. It is up against the fence line. 1 run will score, and it is a stand-up double. JC Neer. Come get you some.
Coming across to score is Tigner. And this is going to be minor. Obviously, it doesn't factor in, despite the fact that ball was crushed. And we knew there was no way it was going to be caught. Tigner still ran back to third and was prepared to tag up if somehow Holman had made the catch of the tournament.
Extra base hits in today's game are brought to you by Kruger Seeds, your local seeds dealer. Visit KrugerSeed.com today. Kaylee Bauer hit by a pitch earlier. She's going to send that one just over the shortstop's head. Runner will turn on it from third. No play at the plate. It is an RBI single for Kaylee Bauer. Boy, a heck of an effort by the shortstop, Maya Bunkers. She's tall, but not tall enough as it just sneaks over her head. And now Southeast Warren's putting it together, 4-1 lead.
Right there, it's Bauer finding that soft spot between the infield and the outfield and barely found it because, as you pointed out, Bunkers nearly came down with that.
Still just one out, runner on first, Olivia Rubel, the #1 home run leader on this team, up to bat. Cronin's pitch catches the zone outside for strike one. We were wondering when all those hits were going to start translating to runs. Southeast Warren's starting to figure it out. 2 runs already in the top of the 5th.
And the Warhawks are able to string some damage together with a couple of back-to-back hits, and don't forget a costly error to start the inning.
Ooh, Rubel had a nice piece of that one, but fouls it back. No balls and 2 strikes. Cronin trying to get a huge strikeout here to take it to 2 outs.
And as much faith as Rubel has in her own game, believe me, she is all in right now on seeing if the Warhawks can't keep this momentum going and ballooning that number.
Crowd above us gets loud, stomping their feet. No balls and 2 strikes. Rubel fouls it back. Boy, she's swinging for the fences, isn't she?
She's swinging for the fences, whether it gets there over it, it hits
Under
it,
it.
or on a one hop. But let's put it this way. She's not looking to slap one into the infield.
No. 9 home runs on the season, looking for number 10. 31 as a team by Southeast Warren. Here comes the 0-2. Upstairs by Cronin. That's just the first ball of the at-bat. Crowd remains loud, trying to keep up and try to get Rubel off her rhythm. 1 ball and 2 strikes. Runner up on first for Southeast Warren with just 1 out. Rubel up and away outside. She stays patient.
Considering the moment, considering how amped up everybody is right now, those are 2 big takes by Rubel back-to-back.
Yeah, you see a lot of girls just swing. You don't take that opportunity. Don't worry about it. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Rubel fouls it down the left field line. Count stays even at 2-2. We've seen Cronin win one of these long at-bats. So she's been in this situation before. Gallus sets back in position at the catcher spot. 2 balls, 2 strikes, 1 out. Cronin's pitch. Rubel lines it down the left field.
But hit it as well as she did. Now, obviously, it was well fouled, but she absolutely tattooed a pitch that I didn't think she'd be able to get a piece of.
I can't believe Cody Reynolds didn't flinch. That thing flew right by his head, and he didn't even think about it. The stomping continues. 2 balls and 2 strikes for Rubel. Cronin's pitch. Got her at the corner. Strike 3. Good pitch by Cronin.
That was in that area where it's too close to take. And if there's one thing I can be complimentary of the home plate umpire, Randy Morris, it's that his strike zone has been consistent all night long.
2 outs, runner on first. Natalie Geisler. She's popped out twice tonight in the batter's box. Outside for ball 1. Cronin has hung tight all night long. I got to give her credit. She stayed tough in the circle. She's had the bases loaded a couple times. Heck, she's had a runner on third every single inning. 1-0. Geisler pops it back foul into the net. 1 ball and 1 strike. (4-1) Southeast Warren on top. 6 hits for the Warhawks, just 2 for Remsen St. Mary's, but those 2 errors might come back to haunt Remsen here as we go along. 1 ball and 1 strike. Geisler grounds it down the left field line, and that is just foul. That would have done a lot of damage if it stayed fair. Cronin now 1 strike away from trying to end this half inning here. Still in the top of the 5th. Reynolds is going to take a quick time here and talk to Geisler. Geisler sets back into the box here. 1 ball and 2 strikes with 2 outs and a runner up on first. Southeast Warren going to try to continue a little bit of damage here that they've occurred here off a double and a single. 1-2, Geisler pops back foul into the net again.
And St. Mary's would like to keep the tradition going of every inning, other than the one time the Warhawks went down 1-2-3, every inning they've let at least one Southeast Warren base runner remain on the base paths.
1 ball and 2 strikes. Geisler, long at bat again for Cronin. 1-2. Geisler back up toward the shortstop. Throw to first in time for out number 3. Damage has been done. Southeast Warren, a couple big hits. They lead 4-1. We're headed bottom 5. They lead over Remsen St. Mary's. You're watching the Iowa Girls State Tournament, softball tournament, powered by Iowa Farm Bureau.
Sometimes people who seem to know everything
Dental insurance costs a fortune, and it covers nothing.
don't. For instance, personal plans from Delta Dental cut the cost of many procedures in half. So be careful what you hear.
How important are teeth anyway?
Get the facts. Contact Delta Dental about saving with personal dental plans today.
It's Fairway Family Food.
Name one reason more people choose to shop at Fairway.
Lower prices.
Name something that Fairway is famous for.
The best meat in town.
Services!
Don't play games with your food. Shop Fairway for the best meat in town.
With lower prices and higher quality, everyone's a winner at Fairway.
Until next time, this is Fairway Family Food.
Welcome back to the Iowa Girls State Softball Tournament. Remsen St. Mary's up to bat here. Here's a chopper, but a heck of a grab by Josie Hartman. Was that Odell Beckham over there in shortstop?
Hartman climbed the elevator shaft there, and it wasn't just the fact that she's able to jump that high, but she timed it perfectly because that ball, she needed to be at her absolute apex.
Already. Eight strikeouts already for Olivia Rubel. Trying to hit double digits. 1-0, 2-0.
I always find the dynamic of the pitcher-on-pitcher matchup just a little bit more exciting. Crone knows that her team's going to need to manufacture some runs, and she'd love to be the catalyst that starts it.
Cronin chops short. Going to be a tough play in time. That one just kind of dribbled a little too slowly in the sand, and Cronin's able to reach with her speed.
And not to take anything away from Hartman, but it also looked like she wasn't able to field it cleanly out of her glove, almost like she had to double clutch it, and by that time Cronin's speed was too much.
Going to have a runner come in for Cronin. It is going to be Grace Gallus, the 8th grader. And batting here for Remsen St. Mary's will be Tessa Tenninger. So they'll check their substitutions here with the 1 out and a runner on first. All substitutions are brought to you by IMT Insurance. Learn how you can be worry-free with IMT at imtins.com. 6 hits for Southeast Warren to Remsen St. Mary's 3. If you're looking for Lisbon and Twin Cedars coming up in 10 minutes, it will not be in 10 minutes. Probably, my guess is probably going to be starting around 8 o'clock, 8:15. Looks like another later night here at the Ball Diamond.
Well, and for those fans who were looking to catch that game, it's still not nearly as bad as how late that Sadell-Davis County game got going last night.
I think 8:45, almost 9.
Let's put it this way. I was calling the Mount Vernon Dubuque Wahlert game.
Yep.
That game finished before Sadell and Davis County had even done the pregame announcements.
1 ball and no strikes for Rubel. Goes for the bunt. That's going to be a strike. 1 ball and 1 strike. 1 out. Runner remains on first.
In fact, Dar Danielson called that game. I roomed with him, And I tell you what, he's the true hero of the day yesterday for him getting that last game call, then back to the hotel.
Then had to come up in, I believe, his first game of the morning was at 1. Runner goes, and for some reason, Remsen St. Mary's left. And that's down for out number 2. That was just a huge miscommunication. That was a foul tip back.
No, so it's a swing and a miss here. She missed it.
Did miss.
However, the runner got a late jump there, and I know that your thought process is, oh, well, if the ball got behind the catcher, I can advance a second. But as you saw there, she was kind of looking elsewhere. She was looking back at first. The only way you can do that is if you're staring that whole time.
So Tenninger will still stay here in the box. She foul tips that one back to the left. It's just been a couple oddities today here in this one. I had a couple oddities in the first game I called. I expect tonight to be a full moon, honestly, at this point. What a day here at the state tournament. 1-2. A little bit of a slow pitch falls in there. 2 balls and 2 strikes for Rubel. Two outs and now nobody on. Tenninger struck out her first time out. 2-2 upstairs. Not going to go. 3 balls and 2 strikes.
Now, Tenninger came in with a really good batting average of .333, but a small sample size.
I was going to say.
She has 2 hits at 6 at-bats, so 2 out of 7, not nearly as impressive.
3-2. She's a slap hitter. Knocks that one short and foul. Olivia Rubel with 8 strikeouts already here this afternoon. Three balls and 2 strikes with 2 outs. Trying to send us to the 6th. Rubel, 3-2 on the way. Got her right down the middle. 9th strikeout of the ball game for Olivia Rubel. We're headed top 6, 4-1. Southeast Warren on top, 4-1. You're watching the Iowa Girls State Softball Tournament presented by the Iowa Farm Bureau.
I want a drink. And I want this free. And I want this awesome ATV. I can't get enough of winning free stuff. Casey's just gave me these. Cause we won the Casey's sweepstakes. The summer of freedom sweepstakes.
Shop with Casey's Rewards for a chance to win free pizza, gas, and getaways all summer long.
We won the Casey's sweepstakes. The summer of freedom sweepstakes.
I hear you're looking for a great college where you can get an affordable education. SWIC is the place for you.
I appreciate the personalized teaching.
And I've gotten to meet people from all around the world.
The SWIC student housing is incredible.
I like SWIC's hands-on training.
And I'll start my career in 2 years.
I can schedule my classes online or face-to-face. SWIC feels like a community, like family,
like home. SWIC is a place for you.
We are back here on the Iowa Girls High School Athletic Union Digital Network, powered by Mid-American Energy Company. Blake Walker, Eric Zamora with you here this evening. It is Southeast Warren on top of Remsen St. Mary's 4-1 here as we reach the top of the 6th inning. Emma King has struck out both times tonight. She will step up to bat here in the 6th inning. Cronin's pitch up and away outside for ball 1. Southeast Warren just 1 error, and Remsen St. Mary's 2 errors. The winner of this game will get the winner of North Lynn and I can't think off the top of my mind who they're playing. That one knocked to center field. That is out for out number 1. Newman Catholic, North Lynn just defeated Newman Catholic 10-0. So the winner of this game will get North Lynn tomorrow night at 7 o'clock. And based on how things go, more likely it'll start at 7:45. It's a big first out there.
We haven't gone over the coaching staffs yet, but for Southeast Warren, it's Cody Reynolds, the head coach, Brent Rubel, Mackenzie Olson, and Abby Nolte. And for those wanting to know the family connections, Brent is the brother of Olivia Rubel. However, Abby is the sister of Brianna Nolte.
1 ball, no strikes. That one popped up short, and that will be caught for out number 2. Those are 2 big outs here for Remsen St. Mary's, and now Josie Hartman, who has popped out all 3 times tonight, she will step up to bat.
And then meanwhile on the other side for Remsen St. Mary's, it's Monty Harpino, the head coach, Jared Schott, and Cole Nelson, and Jackie Tentager, the assistant coaches, but Jackie, no relation to Tessa Tentager.
Wild. It's just crazy. 1 ball, no strikes here for Josie Hartman. Cronin trying to get back in rhythm here in the circle. 1 ball and no strikes. On the way, got the zone, strike 1.
Obviously, Cronin's getting up there in pitch count because she's been putting batters on almost every inning. Right now, the Hawks looking for just their second 3-up, 3-down inning.
1-1, Cronin's pitch is low, 2 balls and 1 strike. Southeast Warren making their second straight trip to the state tournament. Reached the 1A finals semifinals last year. Here's 3-1. Remsen St. Mary's. If you're a Remsen St. Mary's athletics fan, you're having a pretty good week. Remsen St. Mary's baseball, I believe, won yesterday, and then obviously softball here at Harlan Rogers Sports Complex. Obviously not great if you're trying to be in 2 places at once. 3-1. That was a walk. So with 2 outs, a runner will be up on first. Kaylee Tigner struck out in the first, single in the third, reached on an error in the 5th. Strike 1 by Cronin. No balls, 1 strike, 2 outs. Southeast Warren trying to extend their lead here. They'll get 1 more chance to hit after this no matter what. Runner on first, 0-1. Tigner grounds it right back up the middle. Got right past the second baseman. This is going to be tough. Runner turns on it from second. They will be runners at the corners. It's a great single for Kaylee Tigner.
And once again, Southeast Warren sitting with runners on and needing to get them in to try to extend this lead.
So runners will sit at the corners with still 2 outs. And Brianna Nolte reached on an error in the first and walked in the second. She'll step up to bat. Still 2 outs. Remsen trying to sit down. Swing and a miss. Foul tip back, strike 1. Number 5 seeded Southeast Warren on top of Remsen St. Mary's, 4-1 here in the Class 1A state quarterfinals. 0-1 by Cronin in there for a ball. Runner successfully steals second. So now runners on second and third.
So some indifference there, but that's more forced indifference, as obviously the runner at third is their main concern, particularly with how good Cronin's been at getting out of jams.
She has been really good today. 1 ball and 1 strike. Nolte grounds it short, hopped on by the shortstop, throw on to first, in time for out number 3. That is a big out to keep it within 3. Southeast Warren leads 4-1. We'll see you in the bottom of the 6th. You're watching the Iowa Girls State Softball Tournament presented by the Iowa Farm Bureau.
We are so much more
than an energy company.
We are connectors,
community protectors,
and clean energy leaders.
We are
Job creators,
friends and neighbors,
stewards of your dollars and savings.
Yes, we
We are so much more.
We are the energy
behind your everyday.
And we are
Obsessively,
relentlessly
At your service.
In Iowa, we all play by the same rules. Hard work pays off, practice makes perfect, success is something you earn, and teamwork helps us all be winners. The Iowa Pork Producers Association is proud to support statewide high school athletics. Because on our team and on yours, what we bring to the table is what brings us all together. Learn more about our commitment to Iowa at iowapork.org.
Welcome back to the Iowa Girls State Softball Tournament here on the Girls Union Network, powered by Mid-American Energy Company. Blake Walker, Eric Zamora with you here this evening. Just hit 7:30, so if you're expecting Twin Cedars and Lisbon, you're going to have to wait probably another 20-30 minutes, if I had to guess, for that one. Going to be another later night here at the ballpark. Remsen St. Mary's trails 4-1 in the bottom of the sixth. No matter what, they'll get one more chance to hit. And Schroeder, excuse me. That one watches it fly past for a ball for Olivia Rubel.
This is a big moment in the game. If you're Remsen St. Mary's, you got the top of the order here, nobody out. You're down by 3, and the one time you did have a run scored was with the 2 and 3 hitters, which are coming up next. So this is a big opportunity for the Hawks.
Clara struck out both times tonight. Outside, ball 2. Southeast Warren playing up here in the infield. 2-0. Slap hit, knocked, and missed. Strike 1. Rubel, 9 strikeouts, this evening. There's no way I'm going to be able to figure it out, but it's got to be up there as Rubel hits. And a tough hit there against Schroeder. And with slap hitters, those are kind of interesting because, in a way, you're running right towards the pitch.
Yeah, and what's going to make Schroeder feel a little bit better is knowing that her team is getting down to the potentially last 6 outs of their season, and they need base runners. I mean, yeah, you'd love to get up there and hit a double or a home run, but what they need right now is to pass the baton and let the next person up take care of the job. You're almost looking at this task right now like you're on a line in a factory, and now her job was to just put somebody on the pond and let Hallie do her job. Unfortunately, it was a painful way to do it.
Gallus is someone you want to see. Oh, my goodness, I don't know what that was. Kind of fell over awkwardly trying to go after the bunt. Gallus hit technically a triple last time up, but they called it on an error. Take a look at the replay here. What exactly happened?
So I think she bunted it, and then it hit her.
Yeah, it hit her shin, it seemed like.
Yes. So initially, some St. Mary's fans were like, whoa, did we just get 2 hit batters in a row? No, it deflected off of her bunt.
Rubel 0-1. That one inside. Runner goes to second, and now a couple pitcher this half inning. Rubel slipped just a little bit.
And so now this opens up the playbook for Gallus. Her primary duty was to get Schroeder out of a 4-out position. Now that's already been done for her.
1 ball, 1 strike. Nobody out here for Gallus. A runner up on second for Remsen St. Mary's. That is knocked to left field and caught. They'll try to get the runner back at second, but the throw goes wide. No one can grab it for Southeast Warren, and an easy, quote, stolen base for Remsen. Oh, that could have been so much better for Southeast Warren, but a missed throw cost him on a base.
So, in a weird way, it almost ends up being like a sacrifice. But with Gallus initially laying down a bunt, I love the idea of, okay, now that we've got a runner at second, let's turn her loose. Didn't end up working out that she was able to get a hit, but she didn't miss smoking a hit there by too much.
It's a great catch by the left fielder for Southeast Warren. Maya bunkers. Hard swing and a miss. 4 strike 1. It's Kaylin Holmes out there in left field for Southeast Warren. No balls, 1 strike, 1 out here in the 6th. Runner on third for Remsen. That one knocked out to right and just foul. Bunkers is looking to swing at anything.
Well, an off-speed pitch, and it looked like for a second Bunkers was going to let it go, and then at the last second decided, that might be closer than I think. Because it was a changeup, she was able to come around and make contact.
No balls, 2 strikes, 1 out here in the 6th. Bunkers watches it go by. 10th strikeout of the ball game for Olivia Rubel.
A great pitch in a great situation. Because a lot of times 0-2 count, you're almost thinking, don't swing, she's not going to throw anything in the strike zone.
Already Ricky, she singled to left in the 2nd, popped out in the 4th. 2 outs, runner on 3rd. Oh, she went. Rubel's got her almost hesitating going for it.
Ricky, about 3/4 through the swing, thought about pulling back, realized she'd gone too far, and at that point it was an excuse me swing.
0-1 by Rubel. Low, good stop by the catcher. I believe that's Nolte.
Good to see that the center field camera back in operational.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, this isn't the best I've ever appeared on camera. A lot of that having to do with the sun over our shoulder.
Yes, you can't see us if you wave a little bit back behind.
I was going to say, unfortunately, I'm right here. You are in the perfect position. Yeah. The home plate umpire is covering you.
1 ball, 2 strikes up against Ricky. Swings out in front of it and misses. They'll take the strikeout. We are headed top 7. Southeast Warren leads 4-1. You're watching the Iowa Girls State Tournament presented by the Iowa Farm Bureau.
The Iowa Farm Bureau is proud to present the state softball tournament and celebrate the accomplishments of Iowa's student athletes. To the Iowa Farm Bureau, this is more than just a sport. It's hometown pride, it's hopes and dreams, it's our future leaders. It's a reason to do more and be more. And it's that farm-strong spirit that can only be found in Iowa. Congratulations to the student athletes and coaches on an outstanding softball season. And remember, today's successes are just the beginning of tomorrow's achievements.
Well, buckle up, ladies and gentlemen. We're back on the Iowa Girls State Softball Tournament here on the Girls Union Network, powered by Mid-American Energy Company. Mid-American Energy Company, great sponsor here for the Girls Union Digital Network. On our way back to the hotel, past a nice big Mid-American Energy plant. Nice building where they got all their stuff set up. Always a great sponsor, along with the Iowa Farm Bureau for girls sports here in the state of Iowa at the high school level.
I want to go back to that last play really quickly. Schroeder ended up coming down 3rd once that throw went. So Nolte had a choice to make there. Look, I can try to get us out of the inning, and she did. But what would have been disastrous is if the throw had been late or maybe had hit the runner, and then you would have all of a sudden had Schroeder come in and make it a 2-run game. So there was a thought there that perhaps the safe play would have been Nolte going, look, I didn't get the out, but I'm going to strand that runner at 3rd, and I'm not going to risk compounding the issue. But it all worked out for her as she did register the out.
No balls, 1 strike. Near sends it to left field. That is going to be caught against the grass, and that's going to be a single for J.C. Neer. Nope, she tried to go too far. Ball goes wide, and it's going to be safe nonetheless. Neer catches a big break and almost made a big error.
So Neer with her 3rd hit of the game, couple of Kruger Seeds extra base hit doubles, and then there she gets a single and then gets to 2nd on the throwing. She also has an RBI in the game and is making a case for herself for the Casey's Player of the Game.
Her and Olivia Rubel both going to be good possibilities for our Casey's Player of the Game. Make sure to stay tuned and see who that will be at the end of this game.
So is this next batter, Bauer, who is yet to be retired.
Yeah, hit by pitch in the 3rd, a single in the 2nd, a single in the 5th.
That controversial stolen base and a run batted in as well.
No balls, 1 strike, still nobody out. Southeast Warren You get that advantage as the road team that in the 7th, you're not playing for your life. You can still kind of, if you're leading, you can try to extend that lead even more, put even more pressure on the home team. Remsen doesn't want to think too far ahead to the bottom of the 7th and get too far ahead of yourself as you're thinking about here at the top of the 7th. No balls and 2 strikes quickly here for Kaylee Bauer. Cronin's pitch. Popped up foul into the bleachers.
It's an inside-out swing for Bauer to foul that one back.
Runner up on second. Still 0-2 in the count for Bauer. 0-2 pitch on the way. Bauer gives it a ride to left, shallow. Caught by the shortstop in time for out number 1.
And Bunkers has been active defensively and has been pretty steady there at short.
Olivia Rubel steps into the box. Has had a very quiet day at the plate for someone that has hit so well like she has. 2 pop outs and a strikeout for Rubel. She sends it on a line down the left field line. Foul for a strike.
Yeah, the times she's been retired hasn't even been able to get it out of the infield. And when you're St. Mary's, you're happy about that, but you also realize with a player like her, it's only a matter of time before she breaks through with some hard contact.
8 hits for Southeast Warren. That one actually hits Rubel in the helmet. She'll walk on to first base.
And something that I hadn't noticed until I peeked down at our broadcast was Near tipping her off there as, hey, this one's going to be coming inside, and Rubel didn't realize just how inside it was coming.
Going to have a courtesy runner coming in. This is Addie Mason, an 8th grader for Southeast Warren. IMT substitution. Remember, all substitutions are brought to you by IMT Insurance. Learn how you can be worry-free with IMT at imtins.com. Coach Harpenau is going to have a chat with Cronin here. And he's having a quick chat. He's only talking to the catcher, Gallus, and Cronin. The rest of the infield never even got talked to. Oh, no, he says, actually, I got something to tell you guys.
Going back to Mason, who is at first. Again, one of those weird things, but a high RBI ratio. She only has 1 hit on the season, but it knocked in 2 runs. That's what happens when you're a squad like the Warhawks and you're constantly having all of the people in your lineup come up with a lot of people on the base paths.
1 out and a runner on first and second. This is Natalie Geisler. Hasn't been able to record a hit today. She's grounded out / popped out in all 3 of her at-bats. And with 1 out, Southeast Warren trying to extend this lead just a little bit more, make you feel a little bit better as you're going down into the bottom of the 7th, trying to hold tight against a Remsen St. Mary's squad. This one popped up again. Left fielder running in and making the grab for out number 2.
Similar situation to the first out we had in the inning, the pop-up to the shortstop Bunkers. This one gets a little bit deeper, but Homan, the left fielder, has no problem with it, and it keeps the 2 base runners at bay.
Emma King, right fielder. She has also not recorded a hit tonight. 2 strikeouts and a pop-up. Runners on first and second with 2 outs. Cronin trying to keep Southeast Warren at bay.
This is one of my favorite stats. For the Southeast Warhawks, Emma King is batting in the 8-hole. She came into today's action with an average of .455.
Like I said, not a lot of girls underneath even 200 hitting here for Southeast Warren. 0-1, King gives it a ride to right field. That could go in the gap, and it does. Up against the fence line, 1 run will score. Send in the other run, no play at the plate. 2-run score, it's a 2 RBI double for Emma King. There's your .450+ batting average.
Yeah, and there's your RBI as well, as King has now knocked in 21 on the year. And you said there that it got to the gap, but barely away from the right fielder. What it was is that she hit it so deep that even though the right fielder, Grayson Schroeder, got to the right, left to right movement, it was just at that point, by the time she did, it was just a little bit too far deep for her to get leather on.
2 outs, runner on second here for Lexi Clendon. And Clendenin so far tonight has a double to right, a strikeout, and a pop out. Trying to maybe keep this run going. 1-0 by Cronin. This one popped up short. That will drop and can't make a play. Everybody safe at the corners. That was about as awkward of a bloop as you can get.
And I like bunkers doing nothing but bluffing a throw. At that point, don't compound the issue. You're not going to catch Clendenin. And maybe you can see if King bites for it, but the last thing you want to do is throw the ball needlessly around the diamond.
That is the 10th hit of the night for Southeast Warren. Still remains 2 outs, and we're back to the top of the batting order. Josie Hartman's popped out 3 times and walked tonight. This is her 5th at-bat. Cronin outside, and the runner will advance to second on a stolen base successfully.
And that was Clendenin. Kind of taking her sweet time, seeing if she couldn't induce something, which I was a little surprised because it's 2 outs. I would not have been surprised to see the Hawks say, let's see if Gallus can't get us out of this pickle.
1 ball, no strikes, 2 outs. Southeast Warren trying to extend the lead. That one's outside, gets away from the catcher. Another run will score. 7-1. Clendenin advances to third. Southeast Warren really starting to pull away.
And I wonder how much of this might be contributed to fatigue for Cronin. It's hot. She's been having a long day, and you could tell as soon as that one got off of the glove and past Gallus, which, by the way, we've both said how great she's been. But as soon as it did, you could see the shoulders drop in Cronin out of disappointment and frustration in herself.
Runner on third, 2 balls, no strikes. Hartman watches that one go by for strike 1.
Nice response by Cronin to come back. And in a situation where you're already down in the count 2-1, that was a critical pitch.
Going to be another late night here at the ballpark, here on field number 2. If you're waiting for Twin Cedars in Lisbon, we'll be on about 20 minutes, 15-20 minutes after the conclusion of this one. Hartman gives it a ride to deep right field, and it is going to be caught for out number 3. Southeast Warren does a little bit more damage. They lead 7-1. Last chance for Remsen St. Mary's in bottom of the 7th upcoming. You're watching the Iowa Girls State Softball Tournament presented by the Iowa Farm Bureau.
Hello, I'm Brent Johnson, an Iowa farmer from Calhoun County and president of the Iowa Farm Bureau. As proud title sponsor of the state softball tournament, the Iowa Farm Bureau is dedicated to creating a vibrant future for Iowa through partnerships and programs that help cultivate individuals with great character, a strong work ethic, and exceptional leadership skills. Making it to the state tournament is a great accomplishment that takes a lot of support. That's why we provide millions of dollars in awards, grants, and scholarships that recognize athletic and academic excellence. The well-being of Iowa students is also very important to Farm Bureau. That's why we provide concussion insurance coverage at no cost for all students who participate in a sanctioned sport. As just one of only 7 states to provide this coverage, it's just another way we're striving to support Iowa's outstanding young leaders. So, from the Iowa Farm Bureau, congratulations to all the players and coaches on an outstanding season, and good luck in the tournament.
Welcome back to the Iowa Girls State Softball Tournament, powered by the Iowa Farm Bureau. We are powered by the Mid-American Energy Company here on the Girls Union Digital Network. Last chance for Remsen St. Mary's. As we've made it to the bottom of the 7th inning, Olivia Rubel still in the circle. She has 10 strikeouts. This is J.C. Holman, the left fielder, up to bat. She has struck out and popped out this evening. 1-0. Outside, 2-0. Going to be a heck of a rally here for Remsen St. Mary's if they want to get back into it. 3 hits, 2 errors, 1 run. Southeast Warren, 7 runs, 10 hits, 2 errors. Error is going to be something Southeast Warren wants to clean up on. 2-0. That one grounded up the middle, caught by the shortstop. Throw on to first in time for out number 1. Nice heads-up play by Josie Hartman at the shortstop position to make the play.
And the Southeast Warren Warhawks sticking to their MO once again. Last inning, they left a runner stranded at third, and their stat line reads 7 runs on 10 hits, 9 left on base.
Yeah.
And almost all of them in scoring position.
For Rubel, Ortavia Gallus has struck out both times this evening. Oh, 1. Gallus swung late into it. Strike 2.
That was an inside pitch that Gallus really tried to turn on. And even if she'd been able to make contact, I have a hard time believing she would have been able to keep that in play.
Rubel looking for strikeout number 11. No balls and 2 strikes. That one just misses. 1 ball and 2 strikes. Warhawks looking to get back to the semifinal for the 2nd straight year. 1-2. Gallus lines it short, picked up by the third baseman. Throw on to first in time for out number 2. Nice throw, nice catch.
Yeah, good job coming over there, Tigner, and rifles it into the glove of Geisler.
Grayson Schrader. Last chance here for Remsen St. Mary's. Struck out in the 2nd, popped out in the 5th. Remsen St. Mary's trying to get something, one last thing here. Southeast Warren's whole infield is playing up here. 1 ball and no strikes. One-0. Down the middle. Strike 1.
This is the same defensive formation that they've had for the law firm of Schrader, Tentiger, and Schrader.
Oh, my goodness. 1-1. Popped up. Second baseman roams over and makes the grab. Southeast Warren, for the 2nd straight year, is headed back to the Class 1A state semifinals. They will take on Northland tomorrow night at 7 o'clock. It is a final 7-1. Southeast Warren defeats Remsen St. Mary's. Let's go to our Casey's Player of the Game. Fans, Casey's General Store is proud to sponsor the Iowa Girls High School Athletic Union and today's Player of the Game. Casey's is at the heart of many Iowa communities, cheering on our local teams and fans and making sure there's fresh pizza ready, win or lose. Sign up for our new Casey's Rewards, the rewards program that gives back by letting you redeem points for Casey's cash, fuel discounts, or donations to local schools. I don't see how it can go to anyone but Olivia Rubel. She finishes with 11 strikeouts, on
yes.
the evening. Heck of a performance by Olivia Rubel, the junior. She advances her team to the 2nd round, where they will face Northland tomorrow, which should be a fantastic game. The Lynx are going to be in for a tough one. That will do it for us this evening. Eric, you got anything else?
No, the only thing I was going to say is, obviously, Rubel, fantastic from the circle. Don't forget, she also contributed a run as well.
Absolutely. Great on the hitting side. 7 runs, 10 hits, 2 errors for Southeast Warren. Remsen St. Mary's 1 run, 3 hits on 2 errors. It is a final 7-1. Southeast Warren defeats Remsen St. Mary's. Blake Walker, Eric Zamora with you. We'll be back in just a few minutes for Lisbon and Twin Cedars. Thank you for watching the Iowa Girls State Softball Tournament, presented by the Iowa Farm Bureau on the Girls Union Network, powered by Mid-American Energy Company.